to Krystle Studios. I'm Krystle Hunt. Music is a universal language. It's something that doesn't require translation, and people all over the world learn to play music in a variety of ways. Today in our studios, we have a company who says they've developed a whole new way to learn how to play. Please welcome Aviv Grill, the CEO of Miso Media. Hi Aviv, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So can you give us a brief overview of what it is you're trying to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So, for the past couple of years, we have been building software that's main goal is to teach people how to play music. And our first application, which is called Miso Music Plectrum, which is on the iPad and iPhone, was really focused around plectrum instruments, specifically like guitar, ukulele, bass, banjo, and mandolin. And the concept behind it is we wanted to create a way for people to learn tablature in a way that felt more like a game and that gave people real-time feedback to let them know if they're playing the correct note.
Oh, neat. What do you offer different types of music for people to play?
Yeah, so we have everything from classical guitar all the way to the Beatles. We have most of the Beatles catalog. We have publishing deals with some of the biggest publishers, actually soon to be all of the 4 major publishers. So we have a completely built-in online store where people can go in and they can choose what they want to learn. We even have learning methods built in, so things like something similar to like the Suzuki method, where it's incremental learning, where you start with something really simple, and every single time you learn a song, you progressively build a skill.
You're teaching yourself to play the guitar, right? Is this in place of a music teacher? Is this going to get kids out of band class in school?
Well, it's a supplement for a music teacher. I think having software that gives you feedback really enhances the practicing experience, and it also allows kids who otherwise wouldn't have taken a music lesson to really start getting interested in it and just getting their feet wet and getting started, which is really the hardest thing.
So you can kind of collaborate with a teacher then?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The goal for this, I think that in-person learning and having somebody there to be able to correct some of the bad habits that get formed during the process of learning an instrument, I think that's always going to be essential, and we have no desire to get rid of that. We're just trying to be a tool that enhances that experience and really makes it more fun.
Yeah, it's a good way to practice too, because you said that it tells you when you're playing the wrong notes, so that gives the kids instant feedback on what they're doing.
Exactly, and especially when you're struggling through a song in those early goings, having something that lets you know when you've done something correctly is so key, because I can't tell you how many times I've learned a song and then I go back and I listen to the song and try to play along with it, and I realize that I've been practicing it wrong the entire time.
Is this just for beginners though, or would you have something that experts could use kind of to enhance their skills or to learn new songs?
I would actually say that this first application is geared more for somebody who actually already knows how to play a few songs on the guitar. So it's not really for somebody who's never touched an instrument before, and at the same time, it's not really geared as much for the really advanced person. It's more for the casual consumer, somebody who has a guitar that they pick up and they know 5 or 6 songs, and they want to be able to expand that repertoire. Okay,
so what about the people that don't own a guitar, they're still saving up for it? Is there an option for those people?
Yeah, we have virtual instruments built into the app as well. You're never going to be able to become like an expert in guitar playing our virtual instruments, but it's definitely something that's fun, it's engaging. Actually, I'd love to show you.
Yeah, sure. Give us a demonstration.
Yeah, so this is the library of songs. So you can see we have quite a few songs already downloaded. I'm going to learn, let's see here. What song can I learn? Prelude in E major, why not? Yeah. And the way that it works with the virtual instrument is I hold it kind of like a guitar, and you turn the volume up so you can hear, and I play. And it tells me, if you see here, it also tells me where I'm supposed to be putting my left-hand fingers. So the little highlights are where your fingering is supposed to go. So
that is really neat. And so you can learn the song just by doing that, and it shows you just where to put your fingers. That's the same as where they'd go on the guitar.
Well, exactly. And, for a lot of people, this is actually a really great introduction, especially if you're just getting started, you're not sure how this whole system works. My wife is actually a great example. She had never played an instrument. Well, I shouldn't say that. She played a little bit of piano when she was a kid, but had never played the guitar before and never played the ukulele before. And as we started building this, she's one of the designers of the app. And she started playing the virtual instrument. And one of the things that we found is that we could go from that virtual instrument and hand her a real guitar or a real ukulele, and she was able to play the song much quicker than she would have if she hadn't already learned how to play directly on her device.
Now, I saw you picking away with your fingers there. I understand that you have an iPick option as well?
Absolutely. So let me show you this thing. So this is the iPick, and I have one that's out of the packaging. It's a stylus, and it really makes the virtual instrument a lot more fun and easy to play. Oh, played that one wrong. See, and it waits for me to play the right note.
So that iPick tells you when you played the wrong note?
Oh, no, the iPick is just a stylus.
Oh, okay.
But it's the software that's telling me if I'm playing the wrong note. So that's why I would play the wrong note and it wouldn't continue on.
Okay. Is that something that you've patented? What are some of the patents that you have here?
So the iPick is not patented. We do have a patent for some of our software. So the learning method itself for the guitar, that scrolling tablature that you see with the left and right hand fingering, that has a patent, and also our pitch detection is rolled into it as well. So some of the algorithms that we use to do polyphonic pitch detection, which is really just a fancy way of saying we can listen to notes that are being played and digitally interpret them and tell you what note, whether it's correct or not.
So for somebody that wants to get started doing this, what's the cost, like to download the songs, to download the software? Can you give us a list of what that costs?
Yeah, so the app is $1, and songs cost, right now they cost between $1 and $2. So relatively inexpensive. If you compare it to regular sheet music, it's about half the price, even less sometimes.
Okay. So I understand you have a few other things in the works here. What are your visions for the future?
You know, we've been working for almost a year now on this new application that's scheduled to be released in the early summer. And it's standard sheet music that tells you when you're playing the right note. So it's kind of incorporating some of the concepts that are in this, but it allows you to play any instrument and get that same type of experience. And we also have various different modes. So you can use it the same way where it waits for you to play the right note before continuing on. Or you can do something that we call performance mode, where you'll play, and it'll just automatically stay with you. The cursor will stay with you as you play, and it'll automatically flip the page for you.
Is that an app as well, or is that something that you would download separately?
So it's a separate app. Yeah, it's going to be called Sonata.
Okay.
And we even have some other fun things that you'll be able to do, like being able to video chat with your friends, and eventually even being able to share the sheet music that you have with somebody remotely, and for them to be able to control your sheet music remotely.
Yeah, it would actually be a good way, going back to the teaching, a good way for teachers to see if their students are actually practicing.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, we see it as the new office hours for music teachers.
Well, great. It's been great talking to you today, Aviv. You've given us a lot of really wonderful information.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This has been wonderful.
For more information on Miso Media and other new and innovative ideas, check out Cadella.com.